Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mary.
I'm Linda.
And we're Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. This is Tuesday morning. And
October the 11th.
October the 11th. Isn't
So
that
hard
something?
to believe.
It
You got
is.
a birthday coming up.
Yes, but we don't want to talk about that. But I do want to thank everybody that has sent me a card. And I will, I'll talk more about that in a few minutes because I want to go ahead and get this started. I'll tell you what I've got done. I put Linda, I used some boneless chicken thighs.
Okay.
And 2 chicken breasts and 4 chicken thighs.
Oh, you got a lot of meat in there.
The reason I did that is because the last few times I've been buying the chicken breasts, they've been tough. Have you noticed how some of the chicken breasts are tough?
They sure can be.
Yeah,
they can.
So anyway, and I know meat is tender,
Juicy. Yeah.
So I covered the boiler in my chicken. I covered it in water, and I boiled, and I put a half a chopped onion and about probably 2 stalks of celery cut up like this here in the water. When I cooked the chicken. And I also added 1 teaspoon of that chicken base in it. I did not put any salt in it because that chicken base is salty. And I am going to add a little more salt, but not much later. But that's where I cooked my chicken. Then after my chicken got done, I removed the chicken. I left the you
got that burner on.
Oh.
It's backing up to that burner.
I left the onions and celery in the broth. But I took the chicken out, and I took the chicken, and I didn't debone it because it didn't have the bones in it. But I took all those pieces, fats, and the little dark pieces. I took all of that out, and I've set that aside. I really don't do this, what I'm fixing to tell you now, when I'm actually making soup and I'm not making it on camera. I actually just go ahead and add my vegetables to the soup. But because I told y'all how much broth and water to use, I measured this. Everything that I had left where I had cooked my chicken, I poured in another bowl, a 4-cup measuring cup, and measured it and put it back in here. And I liked 1 cup having enough because your water boils out when you boil your chicken.
Right.
So this pot here has got 8 cups of chicken broth. However you want to do it, that's got 8 cups and 4 cups of water. So
that was smart for you to do that.
So I
know exactly what's in it.
So we would know exactly what this is.
That looks good.
May have to add some more, but this is my chicken broth. It does have some onion and celery in it, but I'm doing this so we can have this soup done quicker. Now I've got 2 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm getting that warm because I'm putting the other half of onion I've already chopped, and this celery, which is another 2 stalks. I've cut them up in little bitty pieces, and I've cut up 8 carrots. Now, I was going to show y'all how I do my carrots, but Linda, if you want to, go ahead and drain that.
Okay.
I put them in water, and the reason I put them in water is because carrots turn dark, and just like potatoes. So I put them in water as I cut them up to keep them from turning dark. Now I'm going to show you how I cut the carrot. I scraped all my carrots, and then I washed and cut them up, and then I cut the carrot in half, and then I cut it in. I just keep cutting it in small pieces. I usually get about 4 strips. Cut about 4 strips down the middle. Down the half of carrot. And I actually was using that other knife a while ago, but this one will work. I cut them in little bitty pieces, and then I stack them like this. And cut them up, and I won't really. If you wind up getting a big piece of carrot, I cut it again. The reason I do that, I don't want big pieces of carrots, and I also I want them to cook fast. I usually cook my soup, and you probably do too, Linda, for 2 hours sometimes. Do you?
Yeah, let it simmer.
Yes, yes. I let it simmer for a long time. I can't do that today, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm not using this carrot because I've got my measure. That's 8 carrots in there. Dump the carrots.
In the skillet?
Yeah, dump the carrots and onions and celery in the skillet. Okay.
Could have got a spatula, but the spoon was handy, so I just used it.
The reason for doing this, Linda, if you got 2 hours to cook your soup, you could skip this step. But I got to tenderize these a little bit so it won't take so long when I put them in the broth.
That looks so pretty and colorful.
So I'm just going to tenderize this a few minutes.
I love carrots.
Okay.
Linda does too.
All right. Now you turn that burner off. I just wanted to get that hot.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm going to put the lid on that. Where's the lid? Right there. I want these to cook a little bit before we put it in. Probably maybe 10 minutes. Let's time it.
Okay.
Also, I timed my chicken this morning. I cooked it 30 minutes. I don't never time
You've been busy, hadn't you?
I never time my chicken, but I did this morning because I wanted to know so I could tell y'all how long it took me for that chicken to get done, and it was 30 minutes. So I'm just letting these saute a little bit, or actually just kind of steam it, because I want these. It won't take as long for these carrots to get done. Because they are so small, but I do want them just to get a little bit tender, not done. And then whenever I get them tender, I'm gonna put them in the broth and cook them.
Okay,
and put all the
sounds
seasonings.
good.
And put
that
all
sounds
the seasonings
really
in.
good. Now you made this soup a few weeks ago, didn't you?
I did, and I did not do this step here. I put it all in the pan.
But you wasn't cooking that day on live, and so you cooked it long.
I put all my vegetables in my broth and cooked them. I probably cooked them an hour before I added my noodles and chicken. So you can do it however you want to. I'm cutting out about 30, 40 minutes time by sauteing, by cooking these a little bit, because it's going to. I'm gonna even turn it up because I'm gonna watch it.
And you got your chicken done too.
And my chicken is done. So it takes, it's not quick, but it's just steps. If you'll hand me that.
Oh, sure.
That gift. I got a gift in the mail the other day for my birthday.
Do you want these too?
Well, that's okay. I got about 15 birthday cards, and then one sweet lady sent me $20, and I won't say your name. You know who you are, and I appreciate that. But Lynn Sword, is that how you say it, Lynn Sword?
Sorge?
Yeah, Sword, yeah, from Houston.
Oh,
it was cute, the willow tree.
The willow tree, the collection.
And this one is, I love willow tree. It's called Beautiful Wishes.
That is so sweet.
I'm going to put it in my curio cabinet.
Oh.
Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you, Lynn. And of course, we're going to Dallas. I'm looking forward to that little trip.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Most of our trips involve work.
Yeah.
Which we will take some while we're up there.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun too.
Yeah, it is. I need some shoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on looking for.
If I can find some that won't hurt my feet. So, anyway, well, I guess we walked. We have a tendency, both of us walking away at the same time. That's just the way we do.
We still can't get used to the fact that one person needs to be by the camera. That smells really good, Mary.
Yeah. It won't take long.
Carrots are bright, and the.
I actually could put a cup, and I think I will, or some broth in there. That'll help it.
Okay.
That'll help it steam faster. I'm gonna put a little bit of broth in it. You can put a half a cup, whatever you want to put. That broth will help steam it. Get it to cook.
I love
faster.
that skillet.
I do too. It's so thick. It's a deep one. You know?
that's why I like it. It's because it's got a lot of room in it.
As soon as that, I think about 10 minutes will be enough to cook that, and then we're just gonna pour it all together in the pot and let it cook.
Okay.
So that's what we're planning on doing. And Mike is sick today. He's been having these sinus attacks, and I don't know. I mean, he's had sinus trouble all his life. I remember back in the 80s, right after we first got married, and he went to Dr. Cronin in Clinton, Mississippi. Is that, you remember the doctor's name?
Dr. Cronin. He was an old doctor, and his son was a doctor too, but he did x-rays, and he said every passageway in his head was stopped up.
Oh my goodness.
And I have a feeling it's probably pretty close to being the same too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've had sinus problems, but I don't have
I used to
hardly
not,
ever
but
anymore.
I do now. But Chuck has them bad, and bless his heart, he called me this morning, and it sounds real stopped up, says he has a sore throat and all that, and he just knows that he got caught some kind of bacteria from, I brought him a piece of pizza from last night. He said,
So
Mother,
he thinks that's it?
he said, Mother, did you have those pizzas on a table where people could breathe on them? I said, Chuck, people weren't sick that was there, and he said, well, I'm sick, and that's the only thing I can think of is I got some kind of bacteria, something from somebody.
I think it's probably changing weather.
He
or
had
something.
fever last night, he said he sweated it off, and
I looked on the long-range weather forecast, and we're going to have some, possibly, it's saying low 40s, but you know, when you're in the outlying area and not surrounded by concrete and asphalt like they are in cities, it gets colder in the outlying areas. I wouldn't be surprised if by this time next week that we might have some high 30s.
Is that right? Well, you know what Carla told me? Carla is in Wichita Falls this week and was there last week also. And she went to see her grandson, Little Rylan, play soccer. And she said it was in the 40s. She said they like to have froze.
Oh, my goodness.
She did not take a jacket or anything. And
oh, no.
She said it was in the 40s and it was cold as rips. It's raining there today.
Is it?
And the rain is headed this way because Chuck, you know, he keeps up with the weather and he makes sure that there's nothing out. He's painting some things for me for Christmas, and I said, do you think it'd be okay to leave that out? And he said, oh no, it ain't gonna rain till I think he said Sunday or Monday.
Chuck's like me. He keeps up with the
oh,
weather.
Look at the leaves
falling out
the
there.
leaves are just falling. Oh my goodness.
Looks like a leaf shower.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
Okay.
I like your thankful banner, Mary. That's really cute. Where'd you get that in?
Hobby Lobby.
That's real cute. I
While
guess
back.
I saw that.
And
you know something else? All the fall yard flags.
Yeah.
They're completely gone.
I don't
at the
doubt
Hobby
it.
Lobby
I
and
don't doubt
Marshall. They had 3 or 4 that was, you know, just really Halloween and not fall.
Yeah.
And the rest of them were gone.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about it. When the seasons come, if at Hobby Lobby, if you don't get it, and even at Walmart,
They move the merchandise quickly.
If you don't get it when they first bring it out, you won't get it. So I bought another Christmas thing the other day.
I thought you was going to say Valentine.
No, not that far ahead. It's a boot. It's 2 boots that I can put my flowers in to put on the porch.
Well,
they're about this tall.
That sounds
and that
really
looks
nice.
Cute. But I try to buy at least one thing to put in the yard every year,
Yeah.
so I haven't done that yet. I'm going to. I asked Chuck the other day, and he'd been looking to see what we could buy to add to our yard decorations, and he said that he did find a new nativity scene, and I want a nativity scene, so I don't know if it's what I want or not, but I've been looking at them. So.
Excuse me.
Ooh, well, that sting. Yeah, them taters will be done. I mean, them carrots will be done pretty quick, like about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna put them into the broth.
Boilers.
Yeah, we're gonna change boilers. So,
Do you
like I
like
said,
this?
I love those grips. Did you call it grips?
Handle helpers.
Handle helpers. I use it when I use this skillet.
So
I
you
use
can pick up that and not have to.
Yep, I sure do. I hope. And another thing, Linda, have you ever used the Amish egg noodles?
No, where did you get those
I
at?
got them at Walmart, and
Okay.
I have never used these.
I've never
I'm
bought
just
them.
hoping that they will work okay.
They probably will be good.
I usually use the what is it? The medium noodles.
Yeah.
They're egg noodles, but they're thinner than this.
I like those.
So I hope that these will work.
I get some different kinds of noodles at Big Lots or Tuesday morning or something like that. But those look really good.
Yeah. I keep stirring this because I'm cooking this on high heat, and that's not the best in the world.
That broth though did help. Didn't it?
Yeah, it'll help. Sure will. I'm gonna get a fork and stick through that carrot and see.
Chopping them up that small too really does help.
Oh yeah, that carrot's almost done. But I cook it a long time. Oh, you want to show them?
Doesn't that look pretty?
And don't put a lot of broth on, like I added broth here. Don't put a lot, because if you put a lot, it don't cook as fast. So just enough to kind of get the steam, give a little steam to it, and then whenever when this time is up, like I said, 10 minutes. Okay, it's 10 minutes. Just put this boiler. Just take the lid off, please, Linda. Thank you.
Okay. And
just slide that boiler over here, and then I will.
Okay.
I may have to set it down. I don't think I can hold it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just put this lid over here, and I
can hold it.
Okay. Well, it's heavy, Linda.
I got it.
Okay. I don't want to splatter.
You want me to hold it closer?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
I know that's heavy, Linda.
It's not heavy.
Is that handle hot?
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. There you go. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
All right. Now we get that done, and I am going to put 2 teaspoons of thyme in it.
Your fingernails must be stronger than mine. I can't pull those caps up with my fingernails.
Well, sometimes I have to get a knife. 2 teaspoons thyme. But I guess I better put the lid back on it.
Here, Mary, let me get over the other side and help you.
Well, okay, just put the lid on it, please. I'm going to put...
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to put 2 bay leaves in here, which, well, these are little.
Hey.
I'm going to put 3.
Yes,
because these are
walking
really
out
little.
On the door right now. Mary's
and
just almost.
Put them in here.
So, what'd she say?
Oh, I forgot to do something that I put in the recipe, but that's okay. I don't do that every time. You can, whenever the carrots and the onions, if you wasn't cooking the carrots in there, this is what I would do. I would saute the onions and the celery, and once they got tender, then I would add about 1/3 cup of flour and to make a little thickening. You can do that, but because I put the broth in there with the carrots, that wouldn't have done as well. I could have done it, but it didn't, and I forgot to make that little roux. I'm not really worried about it because I don't do that every time anyway. It's just to add a little thickness to it, but I'm going to put a little bit of heavy cream or half and half in it, and that will get it to be a little thicker. I do all kinds of things, y'all, and y'all probably do that too when you're cooking. When you think of something, you might want to add to it, and that's what I do. Sometimes I will use a can of cream of chicken soup in it if I want it to thicken up. There's lots of ways to do it. And I forgot if I put 2. I think I just put 1 of tuna. I put 1 teaspoon of tuna in it. And I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Whoops. Well, that had a lump in it. I didn't want to stick my measuring cup in there, my spoon in there, because I've been using other spices. Okay, put that in there. I think I didn't put the lid back on that. Okay, now I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm not going to use that teaspoon because this is a half a teaspoon. I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of salt in this because I did not add any salt to my broth, and the reason I didn't is because I used that chicken base, and I tasted it a while ago, and it was actually almost perfect. But I know after I add my vegetables in here, it needed a little bit more salt, and I'm going to put that's a half a teaspoon. I'm going to put another half a teaspoon. I'm just going to start with 1 teaspoon of pepper. I may add more pepper, but that's what I'm going to put in there now. And now I'm going to cook this. I'm going to cook this until I think that the carrots are done. Oh, that's not the right lid. Linda had to step out. She got a call from Mike. So I'm going to have to watch this because we don't want it to boil over, because chicken broth will boil over. So I'm going to stand here and watch it. I've got it on high just to get it started. But this is where that I'll walk away and just let it cook. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add this chicken. This is the chopped chicken. I took the chicken out. I'm going to put that in there. Since I forgot to make that roux for it to be a little bit thicker, I'm going to go ahead and put a can of cream of chicken soup in there. Because I don't want to add no thickener to it. I really don't like adding flour to my soup anyway, because I think it weakens it. Mine is pretty strong with spices and things. Okay. I made some chicken noodle soup not that long ago, and carried it around to everybody. And I was thinking this morning, I forgot to go buy me some more containers. I always take these, I get them at the Dollar Tree. It's them little tall, I guess it's probably not quite a quart, but that's what I take soup into everybody. And I've given all away that I had. So I'm going to let that cook, and I'm going to say 15 minutes. Time it 15 minutes. Okay, let me time it. Like I said, I'm speeding this time up because I cook my soup a very, very long time. And I'm going to, I've been looking at my vegetables that I have in my pantry, and I think it's time to make a roast beef. I use chuck roast when I make my beef stew. I use chuck roast. And so first cold spell we have, I think I'm going to make some beef stew. And I'm hoping that Linda's not getting no bad news from Mike. Like I said, he went to the doctor, and he's just not in good health at all. But I hope that y'all are having a great day, and fall weather's coming. You know, I really feel for the people up north when they start getting all that snow and bad ice and all that. But you know what? It's kind of reversed with us. In the summertime, we have all the heat and all the bad things. So is Mike okay?
Sorry about that. I didn't unplug my mic at first, so they probably heard me talking. But
where's your mic? Oh, okay.
I unplugged it while I went out there, so
okay.
They may. That's okay. I didn't even think about it until I thought, oh my goodness, they're hearing what I say. They did some blood work, and they're going to schedule an MRI, another MRI, hopefully.
On his head?
Yeah, to see, hopefully, no.
Because of that brain tumor?
Of his brain, yeah.
Yeah. He has a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Bad anxiety. And you know what? Any of y'all out there that has a spouse or child that is dealing with health issues, it makes it so hard on the caregiver. And so Linda could use y'all's prayers. She's really,
Thank you, Mary.
she's really been going through some difficult times because of Mike's health. And so just he had a brain tumor. How long ago was it?
22 years ago.
I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. And it's affect him in a lot of ways, don't you think?
Yeah, it does.
He has anxiety pretty bad. And so anyway, the Lord gives us strength. He knows exactly what we need and how when we need it the most, you know.
Yeah, he
so
does. He sure does.
He
always comes through for us.
Yes,
and
he
I'm
does.
sorry I had to leave out.
Oh, that's
but,
okay. That's all right.
He wouldn't have talked, but I was really anxious to see what they said.
You're very
so
concerned.
anyway, so your
We're-
soup is smelling good.
We're looking forward to Bear Creek.
Yes,
Smokehouse.
October the 22nd.
And we'll be going there and for a meet and greet. And we've got for people that has called me is about 25. So 25 people have definitely texted me and told me they were coming. There's going to be some more that we know of that didn't text us, but we know they're coming. So,
and Mary, if they're on the fence about coming and they're in the area that's close enough, either in the East Texas area or close enough for a day trip, it's going to be fun. Y'all don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
You will really enjoy it.
Right. It would be a nice time for fellowship and take pictures.
It's a beautiful area.
Yes, it is. It is beautiful. And have a nice lunch.
And we hope the weather will cooperate with us.
Absolutely.
If it doesn't, we'll be inside.
We hope the mics will cooperate because you know that the last time we was there they weren't.
No, the mics was fine. It was the internet.
Internet. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I get all these technology terms mixed up. But anyway. And I got up thinking about Christmas this morning.
Oh, everywhere you
I
go,
do.
there's Christmas stuff, and it's just, I'm trying to wrap my head around it, fixing to be the middle of October, and which, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving will be here for you know it, and then it's the first of the year, and we're starting all over again. Time literally just flies by. It does.
I think I was going to put that chicken in there first, but no, I'm going to put the noodles in there next because they will cook faster with all the broth.
Right.
All the broth. If you put that chicken in there, it's going to thicken it up. So I'm going to wait and I'm going to put the noodles in there when my time is up.
And it'll keep from tearing them up, too, if you're stirring.
Yes.
With the chicken, with it being so much in there.
I'm going to test them carrots. I'm pretty sure they're done. Oh, yeah, they're done. The carrots are done.
I love the little pieces that you cut.
That's that sure does help to cut them in little pieces and then do that extra little sauteing. I'm gonna go ahead and put the I'm using the Amish egg noodles, and I'm gonna use the whole bag. It's 16 ounces. I've never used the Amish before. I don't know if I said that on camera or before.
I think you did, but I'm anxious to see how they're going to do.
Yeah, me too. They're thicker. Now I think they're thicker than what I usually use on the wide noodles. So,
my goodness, I checked this morning when I stopped at Walmart in Lakeport.
Yeah.
Crisco, the large can, almost $20
goodness.
Can, Mary.
Really?
For the large
for
can.
Crisco? Oh,
yes.
My goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we're going to cook that.
That looks so good.
I'm not going to put the lid on it. But it doesn't take pasta long to cook.
No, it doesn't. And you don't want to overcook it because it'll continue cooking.
It'll continue to cook.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to cook it probably, it's 9 minutes.
Okay.
And then test it and see. And then we'll add the chicken and then a little bit of heavy cream. I'm going to go ahead and get it out so I won't forget it. Also, I'm going to put a little Parmesan cheese in there. Have you ever put Parmesan cheese in your...
No, I haven't, Mary. Did you put it in there the other day? Did you put it in there
I
the
can't
other day?
remember. You know how I am. I don't put much. I think I did because I think it was Sister Boatman that asked me about what I had in there, and when I told her, and when I told her I had Parmesan, she said, "That's what I tasted." So I did put Parmesan cheese in it. So not a lot, because I don't want to change the
Yeah.
taste
Just a little
that
bit.
much. Yeah. So, I guess I will put the lid on it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't normally put the lid on pasta. Do you?
No, not
Yeah.
normally,
Yeah.
but
just-
you got that in a big
I'm
pot.
trying to speed this up, y'all. I hope that this hadn't been confusing to y'all. I do have the recipe on the members page, and I forgot to make. Do you ever make flour in when you're cooking your onions and celery?
To give it a little bit
Give
of
it, make it a little bit of
thickness, yeah.
thickness. I omitted that because I had put that broth in there to speed it up. Normally, I wouldn't have those carrots in my skillet. It would just be onions and celery.
Right.
I want my celery. I don't like to bite into a celery.
You want it to be done.
I want it to be mush. You know what I've even done before? When I've cooked with celery, I've literally cooked it so long and then mashed it up into mush where you won't taste a bite. All I want in there is a seasoning in it.
Okay.
So, because I don't like celery, but I like the flavor. I like to cook with it. So
We love celery. Mama never bought celery when we were kids.
No, I don't like
and
it.
Pinkie Paw didn't grow celery, did he?
No,
he didn't. I don't know if it didn't grow in our area or if it was just something they just didn't cook with. Because I don't. Did she even put it in dressing? I don't think Mama even put celery in dressing.
Mama didn't. Ma did. Ma Lee put celery, but you know she did the same thing I do. She cooked it in a little bit of broth in a boiler with about this much water in it, and she cooked it on low for a long time, and then she would use that broth in the dressing. But
she would strain that out.
Well, she would mash that celery up to just much. Yeah,
I didn't remember that.
I remember. Ma Lee did that.
Okay.
Ma Lee did it. That's how I learned I could do that because I don't like celery. But Mama didn't. As far as I know, she did not put celery.
Yeah, because Charles, I remember Charles, somewhere or another, he found celery and he liked it, but we just had never bought it.
No, Mama
I guess
didn't
it
put celery.
just depends on where you live.
Yeah.
You know, like Mike grew up with celery.
Right.
They eat peanut butter on celery. Yuck.
A lot of people do.
I know.
And pimento cheese and a lot of things on celery.
But I do love to cook with celery, and most of the time I keep it. I do also keep celery salt and celery seed
to
give it the flavor in case
yeah.
I don't have it.
I have the celery seed.
Because, you know, sometimes you buy a bunch and you think you're going to reach in the crisper to get it and it's no good.
I know. That's why I have my backup on the salt and the celery powder.
And you can buy it frozen too, chopped.
I've even
like
used
you can
cream.
chopped onions.
I've even used cream of celery before in certain dishes just to give that celery taste. But yeah, I'm getting. We got Thanksgiving first.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to figure out what we're going to do for Thanksgiving, and I hadn't come up with what we're going to do yet.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas?
I don't either. You know, Miranda called and asked were we having
I know.
Thanksgiving at my house.
I know.
But Carla's going to be out of town.
Yeah.
So
No, and we used to have Thanksgiving here and Christmas,
but it's too much.
Gotten so the families are gotten so big. My home won't fit all of them, so I rent them a hotel for Christmas. I can't do that in November and Christmas.
And the thing about it, it's too hard for one person to host holidays that close together. It's just too hard.
Yeah.
So we don't always have it at my house, but we do sometimes.
Yeah.
We've had it there several times.
I've been thinking about, I'm trying to figure out who do I know or where somebody that is not going to have Thanksgiving. I think of that
to
every
have
year.
a group, right.
Every year I'm gonna wind up making Thanksgiving dinner for somebody.
I don't think we'll have trouble getting a crowd.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's the issue.
One Thanksgiving, when the year that COVID was here, there was a family in our church, his husband and wife and 5 children, and they all had COVID. You remember what I did?
Yeah, she cooked the whole meal and took it and carried it to them.
I couldn't, but I met him in the parking lot of a store. But I mean the whole works. I made a ham, dressing, salad, broccoli and rice casserole. I did the whole thing, and dessert. And my trunk was full, and he come and picked it up so they could have Thanksgiving. They were sick.
Yeah, they wasn't able to cook.
And all y'all was so afraid I was going to catch it from them. I didn't. But now, he didn't have it. He had already gotten over it. The man, the husband, he came, he's the one that picked it up. And I had it in throwaway containers.
She's a bit of a daredevil.
No, I just wanted to do something for them, you know. It was so sad that they
those wasn't the only people you cooked for that year either, best of my recollection.
Well, it might have been. I just like to cook.
We try to take work off of her, and then she adds more on. Right, Linda?
Well, I like to cook. You know what I was thinking this morning, Linda?
What?
If I didn't have so much other stuff to do, I would, I'd cook every day. I like to cook.
I do too.
I'd come up with something every day.
I do, but you know, there's a lot of things that Mike will eat just a little of and then won't eat any more of, and then I have to do something with it.
And and food is going up. I mean, it's just, I paid $11.50 for 2 of the 18 carton eggs at Sam's the other day. $11 and something.
So what he paid at Jefferson wasn't much more than that.
No, it was about the same, and I thought, only reason I bought them is because you had said that.
Yeah.
And then I go to Walmart, and it was cheaper at Walmart than it was at Sam's.
Well, I will definitely be getting some at Walmart. And the other thing is, I mean, it's not just one thing. It's a lot of items. Butter.
Yeah.
The last time, and for when y'all hear me say this, when I buy something, it's not months ago. It's like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, because I always start buying up things to cook for the Thanksgiving, for holidays. You do too.
Yeah,
we start buying it ahead of time.
I sure
so the last time that I was in Sam's, which was probably about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks, I don't go there often, but when I go, I get the stuff I need. And I bought the 4-pack of butter, their brand, and it was 10 something. I think like $10.94. It's $14 and something. Whatever day it was that I went, Saturday, I guess. And they didn't even have it.
Sam's didn't have any butter when I was there.
They were out.
They were out, yeah. Because I was going to get some.
So we're going to have to drive to Linden and go to that little mom and pop store up there.
What do they have?
Well, I don't.
Besides the meat,
I don't know. They have a lot of specials, but there's things that I need to stock up on that I think they may have cheaper than Walmart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the other place I'm going to go is Save More. In Marshall. I'm going to go there and see if they have any cheaper items there that I need. I'm not going to buy something I don't need. Oh, that looks good,
Doesn't that look
Mary.
Good?
That looks really good.
It ain't done yet.
The noodles are really holding their shape really well.
That's one reason I got those. I thought it might. Now, I set the timer, well, it was actually 9 minutes after that I put the noodles in there. And the noodles is going to have to cook a little bit longer, but I'm going to cook it another minute, and then I'm going to add the chicken.
Okay. So there's your buzzer going off.
So yeah, I'll cook it another minute. And
Mary,
then
I really like the way you've been fixing your hair. It looks really pretty.
Oh, well, thank you, Linda. I need to shampoo it. I wasn't feeling that good. Matter of fact, it's been several days. My blood pressure's been up, just like yours. And usually when my blood pressure is up, after I've been up for a while, and by the time I got ready to go to bed, it would go down. Well, in the last few nights, it has not been going down. So I have taken extra blood pressure medicine. But I'm going to call the doctor this evening, and ask them if she, which one of those, because I take 2, which one I could take twice a day. And because I don't want to.
You look like you feel better this morning.
I feel better today than I felt in probably a week. I felt better today. It was only 161 this morning.
Only.
Well, that's down considerably. But anyway.
We've both been dealing with that
Yeah.
Normally, Mary's blood pressure is the one that skyrockets.
Yeah.
But
with Mike having all his health issues, that would put a lot of stress on you. I'm putting 2/3 cup of heavy cream in here.
Oh, that looks really creamy and good.
And it's thick. It's getting thick.
Yeah. That looks beautiful. Does that look good?
The noodles, I'm going to take a noodle out. I'm also going to take those bay leaves out. If I can get it out.
You need tongs or?
Well, they're right there in that drawer, but I think got one of them out.
There he is.
Those little leaves was small compared to. Let's see. All right. I don't see another. I thought I put 3 leaves in there, but I don't see the other one. But they were so small. Okay, if you'll give me the chicken, I dropped a noodle. I'll clean that up. I shredded that. I think it's small enough pieces. It'll come up. The chicken will come apart some more anyway after it cooks a while. Yeah, some of that chicken I should have chopped up a little finer.
It's a lot of chicken.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I will cook it. I'm really speeding this process up. I like my soup cooked a long time. But we'll let it cook for maybe like 10 minutes, and then I'll add the cheese, and it will be done. So,
So when I was outside a while ago, Mary, on your porch, you can see where the leaves are falling.
I know.
It looks so pretty.
It does.
I love to go down a road, like when we're coming down, we live on, I started to say county road. It's not a county road. It's a private. And it's not a private road either. It's just a little road.
Yeah.
It's just a little blacktop road.
Well, it's a dead end road.
Yeah, it's a dead end. And when you're coming down the hill, right before you get to Jan and Cal's place, when the leaves have fallen, the whole road is just covered in leaves. And it's just so beautiful to me. It's like you don't want to drive over it because it just looks like a perfect picture.
Yeah, I
love seeing pretty leaves.
But then it's a job
not so much on the yard, but that's another story.
Then you have to have rate.
That spells money at my house.
Yeah, it does.
You got to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Since Mike doesn't feel like doing yard work anymore.
Well, Chuck, now he's sick today, so he's not going to be able to do it. But he said last night he was going to mow the yard. It really doesn't need it, but he wants it cut again. It kind of mulches the leaves up.
Yeah.
So
I was hoping Mike would feel like running over at one time, but I don't know if he's going to be able to or not.
If you catch it before it gets thick, know, it'll kind of. So
thank God we only have this year's leaves on the ground, though. I thank God for that, and thank John Lassiter and Philip for doing a great job working on our yard.
So, Linda, did we have any questions? No. Okay.
So, I was trying to think. I know people have asked what our favorite meal is before, what we like to cook the best. What reminds you of Christmas more than anything? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Christmas?
When I think of Christmas, is everybody getting together. All the people, your brothers and sisters, and all excitement of the little kids coming in, cooking ahead of time, preparing. Because we do a lot of preparing before the day.
And Mama did too.
Yeah.
When we were kids, of course, things were totally different back then, and we loved Christmas presents, but that was not the number one reason for our excitement.
Yeah. No, it was just getting together.
And we saw, keep in mind that we saw our cousins frequently.
Yeah, we did.
But it was still excitement as kids. In my mind, I can hear doors slamming. We didn't have screen doors on our doors. We had 3 doors to our house, 2 front and 1 back. But Pinky Ma and Pinky Paw had a screen door, and Ma and Paw had a screen door.
Yeah.
And kids running back and forth from Pinky Ma and Pinky Paw's house to our house.
Slamming that screen door. You didn't know how many times they said, "Who's slamming the door?"
And Ma Lee's, don't slam the door. Before she could get it out, the door was slammed. Yeah. And it's just the fact that everybody's together. And one thing that always, and I haven't been a chocolate person up until the last probably 10, 12 years. Vanilla has always been my preference, whether it was ice cream or whatever it was. But I absolutely love chocolate. I just adore chocolate. And when I open a package of fresh candy, chocolate candy, it reminds me of Christmas.
Does it?
Yeah, because we didn't keep candy at our house.
No, we didn't.
Now, Mother baked, and we always had... you notice I said Mother. Mama. Mary always called Mama Mother, and I call Mama Mama.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I say Mother. But she always baked, and she always had a dessert. I guess every day she cooked something sweet. But we didn't keep candy. We didn't keep fruit except around the holidays. And Daddy would buy apples and oranges. We always had fresh vegetables because Pinkie Paw raised them. But we didn't, there were certain things that, we just didn't keep. They didn't even buy cereal, dry cereal, probably very, very little.
We had oatmeal.
We had oatmeal. Our
When
breakfast,
she did, it was Cheerios.
yeah, our breakfast was either oatmeal and bacon ends, or either Mama made potato gravy biscuits.
Yeah,
Is what she made for breakfast. But we didn't eat cold cereal. We didn't.
I'm gonna get a couple of them bows up there. The
Okay.
the pepper chef ones, right there. If you don't mind getting a couple of those down, because this soup is ready. Linda, you want to show them a picture of it? Ouch, that lid's hot. I hadn't put no cheese in it, but I don't really want to cook it with the cheese in it. You can omit
That
this
look
cheese
good.
if you want to. I'm just going to put about, what is that, about a half a cup maybe? That's all I'm going to put in it.
Is that Parmesan, Mary?
That's Parmesan. What did I
Okay.
say?
No, you said Parmesan.
Yeah. It'll melt.
Oh, there's your other bay leaf.
Okay, sure is. Let me get that out of there. All right, come on. Okay, all right. Turn that on. I'm gonna get a different spoon. That's got holes in it. Get my ladle.
And Mary, I fixed breakfast for us this morning because I didn't want Mike to go till I got home without eating. So just give me just not that. I don't want to waste it. No, about half that.
Sure.
That's about 2/3 of
Okay.
Mike does not eat early.
I'm gonna turn this
And I knew
down
if I didn't.
to low. Look at that little ladybug.
Yeah, ladybug.
This time of the year, they come out. Do you ever have them things come out?
I don't know if I do or not, Mary. I'm not sure.
Well, I used to
I don't
not.
think we have them in our
It's,
house. I see them under the carport. I don't want to ruin all this soup, so I'm just going to get a bite and put in here.
Did they get a picture of this? Okay. And these Amish egg noodles are holding together better than. Did I give you a piece of white meat? Yes, white. Yeah, because she likes white meat. And I told my daughter, little Linda, this morning. I said I forgot, and
That's
I put
okay.
dark meat in
That's
this,
okay.
and Linda doesn't
There's
like it.
plenty here, plenty
But
in
it's
here
gonna
to
be
eat.
hot. Thank you, Jesus.
Mary, you didn't put any salt in this?
I put a teaspoon.
Okay.
Teaspoon.
It's delicious.
Yep. It's good. It's just right. Oh, you're going to want some more pepper in yours.
No, this is fine.
Okay. The pepper, you can put more pepper, but now she will. I took a bite of that and it burned my tongue. Did you burn your tongue?
From being hot?
Just then, yes.
I blowed it.
Yep, burned my tongue. That soup.
Yeah, it is hot.
But it is good.
It's delicious.
It just, and the egg noodles, these Amish egg noodles hold together better. Well, now I'll let you know later because after they sit for a while, then that's when they get soggy. I made, that last I made, it had the wide, it wasn't wide, but the medium egg noodles and the crinkly kind. And they did get soft after they sit in the soup for a while. But I hope y'all, hope this wasn't too confusing for y'all the way I did it. I did it so that we could do this within an hour.
It's
And
really
like I
good.
said, I normally cook my soup all this together in one pot. But
I want to ask you a question.
All right.
After this sets a while, will they need to add more broth to it?
well,
Will it thicken up?
it does thicken up. I'm gonna turn it off. 'cause-
Depends on how much liquid or broth
Yeah.
they want in it.
Yeah, it does thicken up. On my other noodles, it does. I'm not sure about these Amish noodles, whether
Okay.
because that's what makes it get thick is the noodle soaks it all
Right.
up.
It's got a lot of starch in it.
Right.
I didn't know because I didn't want them to, if after they let it set or
If it
something
got
that
thick,
they think.
all I would do is add another cup or whatever consistency you want of broth.
Okay.
That's what I would do to add,
This
make your own broth out of the chicken base.
Yeah, this is really, really good,
So,
Mary.
I hope that y'all make this and enjoy it as much as I'm going to. I know a few other people's going to enjoy it too. And thank y'all for joining us today. And we'll be back at Linda's house tomorrow.
Yeah.
And y'all have a wonderful day.